So what is going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another Zombies Q&A where we take your questions from the comment section below to do with the zombie storyline, Easter eggs, and we answer them. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, drop a like rating if you want to. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. But let's get into it. Here we go. So today's Q&A is probably going to be shorter than I would usually do. I am a little bit cut for time, but I really wanted to get a video out for you guys. So the first question of today from CODLover MW3 says, "Hey BOA, I have a question. Do you think that breaking the cycle is part of the cycle?" And when I first read this, I was like, what? Breaking the cycle being part... It has 18 likes. I've never thought of this before. Could breaking the cycle be part of the cycle? I don't even know how to register that. I don't think so. I mean, the cycle has reset many times before, so if it was part of the cycle, then it would have broke many times before as well. But maybe the small cycles are part of one giant cycle, and halfway through that we break it. I don't think so. I just thought that was an interesting thing to think about. Zombie Wolf 56 says, "Is Teddy Richthofen's nickname from Samantha?" So Teddy is in fact Richthofen's nickname. Obviously Richthofen is Edward, Eddie, Teddy, all nicknames for him. And yes, that is one of the names that Samantha calls him, but it's not just her. Richthofen also calls himself Teddy. As we know, when Richthofen was a member of the Illuminati and decided he no longer wanted to be a part of it, in order to escape, in order to leave and get out, he wrote on the walls, "Teddy is a liar." And if I'm not wrong, I believe other people refer to Richthofen as Teddy as well. So it isn't just Samantha that calls him that. That is Richthofen's nickname. If you ever see Teddy throughout COD Zombies, Triox at least, more than likely it is referring to Richthofen. It is his nickname, along with Edward or Eddie. Or Ed? I mean, no one's ever called him that, I don't think, but that kid 23213 says, "Sorry for not sending this on your video a month ago. Brutus says, Alcatraz, rise and greet our guests properly. And then you get ambushed. Could that mean that Brutus controls the zombies? Could that be why they have red eyes?" So that is very interesting and a good point. It's something I've kind of spoken on a few times before. And yes, that does happen. After you go through the catwalk and see Alcatraz prison for the first time in Blood of the Dead.
Alcatraz, rise and greet our guests properly.
Go back to your cell! How can I work without ammunition?
He says, "Alcatraz, rise and greet our guests properly." A bunch of hellhounds kind of like kneel in front of him, and then they start to attack us along with zombies. But of course, Brutus is the warden. Before arriving in the afterlife, he was just a normal person. I don't specifically think Brutus has any powers. Yes, he can respawn multiple times over and over again. He can't die. That is until the cycle is broken at the end of Blood. But because he is in the afterlife, in purgatory, Brutus spawns in over and over again. Other than that though, I'm not sure if he actually controls the zombies. Yes, he has red eyes. The zombies have red eyes. So you could make that link there. And there isn't anything concrete to say that that isn't the case. It's never actually been revealed to us who officially controls the zombies in Blood of the Dead or Mob of the Dead. We don't know, although we can speculate, and personally, if it's anyone, because it could be no one at all, I think it may be the Shadow Man, because we know that the Shadow Man is behind Blood of the Dead. He is the reason why Mob and Blood happen. As we know, he manipulated the Warden when he was just a human. He told him that he has sinned, that he is dirty, and the only way he can cleanse himself and be better and to live forever is to do what the Shadow Man says. And so the Shadow Man told the Warden that he needs to sacrifice himself so he will get sent to the afterlife as Brutus, and then when he's there, he needs to make sure that once Richthofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey arrive at Alcatraz to collect the blood samples, Brutus's job is to make sure that they don't leave. And so it's the Shadow Man that's behind all of this. He sets this scenario up, which would make you think if anyone's in control of the zombies, it would be the Shadow Man. That would be my guess. But like I said, there's nothing concrete, we don't have evidence. There's also red-eyed zombies in Gorod Karovi and Revelations. Of course, the Shadow Man has a big part to play in Rev, not such a big part to play in Gorod Karovi. I'm not too sure actually why in Gorod the zombies' eyes suddenly changed to red. I'd love to know. We can always speculate, but honestly I don't know. That'd just be my guess. But let me know your thoughts down below. The next question of today from Alex Miranda says, hey BOA, if Dr. Monty was the one giving us the war guns and the drops, then who's going to give them to us if we kill Dr. Monty? Again, a very valid question. Nikolai, our characters, have said that they are going to they're going to stop Dr. Monty. He is the one that keeps the cycle going, and so in order to stop it fully, I guess, they're gonna kill him. He is the real bad guy. Dr. Monty has been playing the Primus characters. However, we also know that he is the one that's been giving them the perks, like you said, the chalk drawings of the weapons on the walls, the power-ups. So you're asking, if we kill Dr. Monty, if he's the one giving us these items, then how are we going to obtain them after? And well, I would say, are we going to need them? The cycle is already broken. If Dr. Monty's the reason why all of this keeps happening, if we kill him, then that should mean that the zombie outbreak is ended, which should also mean we no longer need weapons, perks and stuff like that. If there's no zombie outbreak after Dr. Monty's gone, then of course we won't need his help. But what if the zombie outbreak does continue? If we kill Monty, that doesn't necessarily mean that all the zombies on Earth suddenly die. So if we kill him, how exactly are we going to get our weapons after? That is a good question, and one that I don't have the answer to. Once we kill Dr. Monty, is it going to be the end of the zombie storyline? Because I'm thinking, where can we go with our Primus or Ultimus characters after we kill Dr. Monty? He's been behind it all this time since World at War, up until BO4. At least he was the one who kept the cycle going over and over again. So if we kill him, we've broken the cycle. What else is there for our characters to do? What other objectives do they have? I suppose you could say, if killing Monty doesn't end the zombie outbreak, then yes, they'll carry on to try and rid of all the zombies. But then there's the question, well, where are they going to get the weapons from? I really don't know. Maybe the Shadow Man can help us out? Because at this point in time in BO4, we haven't yet killed him. Revelations hasn't happened. If I'm not wrong, he's still trapped inside of the summoning key, so possibly he could help us out if it means taking down Monty, but we know the Shadow Man's evil as well. They both are. It's really difficult to say how this is gonna play out, and it's actually really interesting. And I suppose the ultimate question is, well, is zombies going to end with Black Ops 4? Because other than starting a new storyline, which is what they've begun to do with the Chaos Crew, I'm not really too sure what much else we can do with the Ether story. Then again, I said that with BO2 and BO3, and look what happened. So again, let me know your thoughts about that one in the comment section below. King Excalibur says, what's so special about Dr. Monty's world? Well, as we know, Dr. Monty's world, said by himself, is the perfect universe. It is in fact the only universe out there that exists without zombies, which is what makes it so special. Every other timeline, every other place, every Earth, every universe out there is infested with zombies. The only one that isn't is Monty's newly created one, his perfect universe, which is what makes it so special. Of course, that was all ruined when the Shadow Man got there and unleashed the Apothecons on it. However, that was fixed when Primus, along with Maxis and Sophia, finally banished them. But yeah, that's simply what makes Montys World so special. And the final question of the day from the Meme Lord says, when did the people put robots everywhere on Earth? For example, Ted, the bus driver, in Transit. So Transit, if you don't know, takes place in the future. A lot of people think that it takes place in the past because, well, the diner looks like something from the 60s, so does the bus depot and other places. A lot of it looks dated, but actually Transit or Green Run takes place in the future, specifically 2035. I mean, right now it's 2019, so apparently 16 years from now we're gonna have robots that drive our buses. But also we know that we heard the transit bus in Nuketown Zombies, and that map takes place in 2025, 10 years before Transit. So it seems like even in 2025, a few years from now, there are robots that are going to be driving the bus. Of course, we didn't actually see the bus in Nuketown, we only heard it, so it's possible Ted wasn't driving it during that time, but he definitely was in 2035, so the reason why there are robots during that time is because it's in the future. Apparently, we're going to have lots of robots, which I'm sure is what people would have said about 2019 about 20 years ago. Anyway guys, that is it. That is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.